Woke up this morning and the sun was gone. Turned on some music to start my day, and I slipped away. When I'm tired and thinking cold, I hide in my music, forget the day, and dream of a girl I used to know. I close my eyes and she slipped away. That old song they used to play, I begin dreaming to my feeling and walk away. Woke up this morning and the sun was gone. Turned on some music to start my day. Lost myself in a familiar song. I closed my eyes and I slipped away. Yes, it is More Than a Feeling by Boston. Do you believe that song is 45 years old as of last September? I know, right? But can you also believe it has taken me 45 years to be able to actually play this song correctly? Yeah, I'm sure you believe that one. It is one of my all-time favorite songs, and it is an utter joy to play. Although you have to be a castrato to hit some of Brad Delp's notes. Hello there, and welcome to my channel. My name is Doug, and I'm back with, yes, another fountain pen review. Please disregard the guitar, as this is about pens. And thank you in advance for liking and subscribing to my channel. Your support allows me to continue to do these reviews, so thanks. So far, in celebrating 5,000 subscribers, I've given away 3 pens, a Wingsung 699 piston filler, and 2 of my favorite Pen BBS fountain pens, a 308 Infinite Blue and a 456 vacuum filler in clear glass. Congratulations to the 3 lucky winners so far. Tomorrow I'm going to conclude this little spurt of altruism by giving away one of these 2 Moonman M2 eyedroppers, both of which have custom nibs. So make sure you tune in tomorrow to be part of that giveaway. While I'm a little sad at seeing these wonderful fountain pens leave, I'm heartened by the fact that they're going to people who enjoy them just as much as I have. To assuage my nostalgic melancholy at the loss of my pens, I engaged in a little retail pen therapy that made me forget all about those giveaway pens, whatever they were. I forget now. I took advantage of some discounts and a favorable tax refund to purchase 2 new fountain pens, one for my wife Wynne, which is a surprise and the subject of an upcoming review next week, and a pen for me. This is my new Leonardo Officina Italiana Furore in an absolutely stunning acrylic Galaxy. Of course, I've mixed and matched it with my salt Furore and made a bit of a Franken-Furore out of it.
And doggone it, people like me.
And if you followed my pen journey at all, you know how much I adore my Galaxy pens. But this Galaxy is in a whole new universe. So join me as I unbox it and compare it to my other Furore, whichever one that one is, right now. So here you see a gaggle of Leonardos. How many Leonardos on a gaggle, you might say? Well, at least 5. 1, 2. Well, at least 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's 2 Grandes, 2 Momento Zeros, and a Furore. And I figured that Furore by itself was... all by itself was kind of lonely. So I ordered another Furore in one of my favorite colors. Now this is a Moonman M800 in Galaxy. And Galaxy is now one of my favorite finishes. So I simply had to have a Furore in Galaxy. And here it is. So let's open it and take a look. And of course I got it from Applebaum. And I got another one of these wonderful storyboard books. And that's another stroopwafel. You're going to make me fat, Yost.
You're not fat, Chris. You just come from a long line of husky griffins, like your great-great-great-uncle Jabba the Griffin. Rasha nabadua gola woke nipple pinchy.
And 2 stroopwafels. And of course another wonderfully wrapped package, just like a birthday present or a Christmas present. Thank you for your care in packaging. And here's our Furore. Always love the packaging on the Furore, that lovely watercolor design. If you hear pounding in the background, they're working on the exterior of my house. Got the sleeve and our familiar Leonardo embossed. Outer cardboard cover. And we have the package. Here it is. Furore booklet. Made in Italy. And here we have the pen. Typical soft plush interior. Clip tag. And I'm looking at this for the first time. This is another whole galaxy. This is very similar to the Furore Grande in Smeraldo. You can see that plush chatoyance, but it's in this deep blue, almost into purple in some places. When you look at it in the right angle, I'm seeing more purple with my eyes than I am seeing on the camera. But that's incredible. But this is just stunning. And it is number 4276. And there's my nib. Some condensation on it because Isabel tested it for me. And this is a medium. They notified me middle of last week that Isabel was going to test it on Monday. And she did that. And here it is Wednesday, and I've got it in my hands. So it doesn't take that much longer. So I'll flush this out again. Get all that residual water and ink out of there. And then we'll do a review. I'm really excited. This is possibly one of the most beautiful fountain pens I've ever owned. So something to look forward to as the Furore Galaxy joins the gaggle, which is now a flock, I suppose.
The 70s and the 80s, you're not missing anything. I looked into it. There's a gas shortage and a flock of seagulls. That's about it.
And what I'd like to do today is talk about the Furore, show some size comparisons, some measurements, and then provide a writing sample. After the writing sample, please stay tuned as I will talk about what I like and what I don't like so much about this fountain pen. Yes, I have more than a feeling about this fountain pen. Let's talk about the Leonardo Officina Italiana Furore for a moment, shall we? I think this is probably the most underrated of all of Salvatore Matrone's brilliantly designed fountain pen models. The Momento Zero and the Grandes tend to get all the attention with the many unique and custom finishes and acrylics that are available. But let's look at this Furore. One of my viewers commented they weren't surprised that I jumped all over this Galaxy Furore immediately when it was released. I'm a big Galaxy fan. From my Pen BBS Galaxies, 308 model, a 480, my 456, my 355, to my Moonman M800, and even my custom-made Galaxy turned by my friend Michel Paquette. Galaxy is just so intoxicatingly gorgeous. I get lost in the acrylic with the chatoyance and the sparkling swirls. But this Furore is a Galaxy in an entirely different universe altogether.
It's an entirely different kind of flying altogether.
It's an entirely different kind of flying.
Let's look at the Moonman M800 and the Furore Galaxy together, and you'll see that they're both different colors, actually, and different acrylic techniques. The M800 is like other Pen BBS Galaxies in that it is a swirling movement of different acrylics. David Parker of Figboot on Pens has an excellent video where he visits the custom pen maker Jonathan Brooks, and Jonathan shows David how he mixes his acrylics and the different techniques he uses to swirl the various colors and elements together. I'm going to link that video in the description. And that's why every one of these pens is different. Salvatore Matrone of Leonardo mixes things up a bit. Pardon the pun.
What pun?
Shut up, he thinks he's witty.
In the Momento Zero Blue Hawaii, the rods of acrylic are not just mixed acrylics to give you swirls like on this amber, or with various chips of already set acrylic like in the Angao. Matrone will take his acrylics that are different colors and swirled together and then cut those into strips and then fuse them back together again into blocks or rods, and then the piece is turned on the lathe, so you get this stacked effect, which some have dubbed spaghetti resin. This Momento Zero in Prugna is another example of a stacked acrylic, where you see these bands of differing resin. I like to imagine I see the azure blue of the ocean, the sand of the beach, and the deep blue of the Hawaiian sky in these Hawaii spaghetti resins. I'm not going to discuss the primary manipulation series of resins because they are way out of my league, and if I talk about them at all, I will catch the wanna gotta need it bug. But there's another series of acrylics from Leonardo that are slightly different than the swirls or the stacked resins. Of course, Salvatore hooked me with this magnificent Furore Grande and Smeraldo. This acrylic has been mixed with a different technique that I can't even begin to guess at. Perhaps some of you out there know how this is created, but there are like eddies and currents and bubbles, not bubbles, but bubbles.
Hey, what's a band without bubbles? Hey, Bubbles, come over here, will you? Well.
In this endlessly fascinating material. Look at this emerald resin. And that continues on my Furore Salt. This isn't just a white pen. This is a material that has incredible depth and chatoyancy. Look at that pearlescence. And it's all in one color on this pen. Look at that. Now you take these two similar techniques, I think they're the similar kind of technique, and you add Galaxy to it. I knew that the Galaxy would be a great look for a Furore, but I'm sure you could tell when I unboxed it, I was not prepared for the depth of this material. Just look at this. The blue color of the acrylic is also different from the other Galaxies here. It is more into the deep blue to purple range than the deep blue to azure range of the M800 or the 308 Pen BBS. I'm not sure whether my camera is picking that up or not, but this Furore is a much more into the purple range than this azure blue is on the Pen BBS. So I'm not sure how well my camera will pick that up, but it really makes my heart go blippity blip.
An alien smart enough to pull this would be smart enough to keep my medical scanner from going bleep. It's not supposed to do that.
When I got my 2021 Momento Zero, I compared it with my 2020 model, Momento Zero, because there were some significant changes. The Furore model only has one significant change from 2020 to 2021, and that is the JoWo steel nib. Previous years had Bock nibs, and the new ones have JoWo nibs, and that's the only difference here. Of course, those eagle-eyed among you will notice that this is not a Bock nib on my 2020. You'll notice it's sporting a JoWo nib here. Salvatore kindly sent me a new section fitted with this JoWo nib to replace the Bock I received, which didn't function very well at all. This one is a broad JoWo nib and is from before Leonardo had their JoWo stock customized to remove the JoWo scroll work. The new JoWo nibs just have that swooping border around them. The Bock nib here on the left with my Momento Zero Blue Hawaii has no border on it at all. This one with all the JoWo scroll work is therefore unique. It is also unique because I had Jack Hernandez cut this broad into an architect grind. You can see that there are no physical differences between the 2020 and the 2021 Furore because I can swap parts. Let's do this. I like to make a mismatched pair of Franken Furores by swapping caps, blind caps, and sections between the Salt and the Galaxy. I think they look totally cool. I'll quickly go over the features of this pen, but for a detailed look at the Furore, I'll link my review to the Furore Salt in the description for you to watch. The Furore is a cigar-shaped pen. This one has gold-plated brass trim, but is available with rhodium hardware as well. The clip is a very usable roller design. The cap unscrews with one and a touch turns, and the pen will post comfortably and is also nicely balanced when posted or unposted. The section is the same as on the Momento Zero, and both the Momento Zero Grande and Furore Grande. It is a unique milk bottle shape that I find very, very comfortable. You can't feel these threads at all. The nib is a number 6 size steel, and the feed is plastic. The section unscrews to get at the screw-in converter, which has a metal reinforcement and is standard international in size. And it has a gold-plated extension knob allowing you to get at the converter from the blind cap, and is nicely engraved with Leonardo Officina Italiana. And when you put the barrel back on, you can access that converter from the blind cap. This allows you to prime the feed if needed without having to remove the entire barrel. I do use this feature and I find it very convenient. I can't fill the pen like that, however. I bought this pen, well, this and this and this pen from Applebaum. Actually, I bought them both from Applebaum for $189.34 Canadian, which is 15% less than the retail price of $222.75, or around $170 US, and I got free shipping. The Furore is available with a steel nib in EF, F, M, B, and a 1.1 stub. In 14 karat gold, the nib sizes are EF, F, M, B, and a stub for an extra $212 US. I got the 15% discount for reviewing one of my previous purchases at Applebaum on the Applebaum website. You can get 10% off your purchase by entering the code FRIEND, F-R-I-E-N-D, at checkout. And don't forget to check that box to take advantage of the free nib tuning that Applebaum provides, and then Annabelle will personally check your pen before it ships. That's a really nice service. Thank you, Annabelle. Now let's look at some size comparisons. And here is the Leonardo Officina Italiana Furore Galaxy with a Leonardo Furore Grande Smeraldo, a Wingsung 626, a Pen BBS 308, and a Leonardo Momento Zero. Now let's look at them posted. And here they are posted. All 5 of these pens post very nicely. The Wingsung 626 is very, very similar in size and shape to the Schaefer Balance, as the smaller concave section. Now let's look at some measurements, and I'll be back with a writing sample. And we're back with the writing portion of the review. This is Clairefontaine 90 GSM paper, and this is the Leonardo Officina Italiana Furore. That little skip at the beginning was probably because it was sitting open for so long under these lights. And it has a medium steel number 6 nib. Let's check the wetness. This pen is very wet, and it's incredibly smooth. Just a touch of feedback. Beautiful. I've been writing with this pen every day for the last week and a half or so, and it has quickly rivaled my top pens. Even though it's really great, it hasn't actually knocked my Pelikan M800 off its perch yet. I did have some intermittent issues with skips on downstrokes. I've come to know this particular symptom as a touch of baby's bottom. Here are the multiple strokes that I was doing that show how the pen is fine and then it skips just at the top of some of the downstrokes. I spent a minute doing the same downstroke on a piece of 8000 grit micromesh until the skip went away. Then I did the same downstroke and then a few figure eights on some 12,000 grit micromesh as well. The whole operation was about 2 minutes in length, and the pen works perfectly now. Now, some may say that Applebaum should have discovered this. I disagree. The pen wrote fine for me. It was wet and smooth. Annabelle could not have discovered this without writing with the pen for quite a while, as I did. But it also shows that the fix is easier than it seems. And the ink today is KWZ Azure number 5. Here are some close matches to this ink from inkswatch.com. I just love this deep blue ink. It sheens like crazy and has a very pleasant vanilla smell to it. I've ordered a second bottle of it as I'm going through it very quickly. Even though it is a deep dark blue which shades really well, it doesn't pick up some of the purple notes I'm getting in this Galaxy. So I might be experimenting with an ink that's still blue but leans towards this purple that I'm seeing in my Galaxy. I'm thinking my J. Urbain Bleu Océan might do the trick. Plus it has some silver shimmer to it. Do you folks have any other ink suggestions for me in a deep blue that leans towards purple? Something to complement this amazing acrylic would be great. As to line variation, that's no pressure. That's a little bit of pressure. It's pretty stiff. Not flexible much at all. This line is 0.6 millimeters in thickness, which is a Western medium and a Japanese medium to broad. And for our quote, and some reverse writing. A lot scratchier, but it actually keeps up. And some quick writing. This keeps up very, very nicely indeed. Very wet pen. So, what do I like and what do I not like about this fountain pen? This fountain pen ticks all of my boxes.
That's what she said.
It is comfortable, posted and unposted. It has a nice, thick, comfortable section. The nib writes very well, and it's smooth like butter. There's something about the curve of the cigar-shaped pens that just fits nicely in the hand. My Furore Grande is the same thing. Just nestles into your hand so beautifully. I love the look of the Momento Zero shape, but I love the feel of the Furore shape. And I think that for the price of the steel nib version of this pen, it's a bargain for what you're getting here. This is an extraordinary writing instrument. I have no need for a 14 karat gold nib for this pen, especially when it more than doubles the price. If you need gold, you're better off to get a number 6 size 14 karat gold Yovo nib from fpnibs.com, for example, at about $133 US, and swap it for the steel nib. They are identical, save the logo. And there you have it. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell to get instant notifications whenever a new video is posted. And that just leaves it for me to say thank you for watching. And that's all she wrote.
I made this.